If you guys want to know the best class loadout for the Grau 5.56, then make sure to watch the video throughout, as I'm going to show you the best attachments to use on the Grau, as well as the best secondary to use with it, as well as the best perks, lethals and tacticals that I use on my Grau 5.56. So make sure to try out this Grau 5.56 best class loadout, as it is one of the best classes in the game. Hey guys, it's the Unknown. If you want to keep up with the latest Call of Duty content, as well as Modern Warfare how-to videos, tips and tricks, and keeping up with the best class loadouts to use in Modern Warfare, then this YouTube channel is the place for you. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell post notifications on to join the Ghost Army on this YouTube channel. Okay guys, let's not waste any more time and let's dive straight into my best Grau 5.56 class loadout after the patch 1.20 in Modern Warfare. You can use this class loadout for Warzone and for multiplayer, so it doesn't matter which either game mode you play, this class will work for both. Okay guys, so I'm going to start off the class setup with my tacticals and my lethals. So what I use for my tacticals is stims. I always love to use stims, especially in most of my classes actually, because whenever I'm in gunfights and I need to heal up quickly, stim is the way to go to get you back into those intense gunfights as quick as possible. I tend to use stims more whenever I'm playing in multiplayer lobbies, but if I start to play Warzone, then I may change the stims to using a heartbeat sensor, as I find a heartbeat sensor to be very beneficial when playing in Warzone, especially when you're rushing buildings and you need to know if enemies are in the area. Then heartbeat sensor is very handy for that situation. So for my tactical guys, I would stick to stim or a heartbeat sensor. Moving on to my lethal guys, this is a no-brainer for me, as I like to use C4 on every single one of my classes in Modern Warfare whenever it comes to multiplayer or Warzone. For multiplayer, it's beneficial because you can just chuck it up in the air for the enemies right in front of you and you can blow it up straight away. That's why it's a lot better than a grenade in my opinion, because whenever you're using a grenade, you got to wait around, wait for it to cook up, and then that delays you from just, you know, playing really fast in the game. And when it comes to Warzone guys, I think C4 is more important again, because you can use C4 to blow up vehicles in the game, as well as cracking enemies' armor by throwing the C4 into windows in the buildings, and it's just overall more damage than a grenade in my opinion. Now moving on to the perk section of this class loadout guys, for perk number 1 I have selected Cold-Blooded, and what Cold-Blooded does is you're undetectable by AI targeting system, and thermal optics does not trigger high alert warning. Cold-Blooded is very important for multiplayer as well as Warzone, because when you're playing in Warzone and there's snipers across the map, they probably have thermals on, and if you're running around the map and you're in the open and you have Cold-Blooded on, then you won't show up in the enemy's thermal sights. And the same goes for those multiplayer guys that like to play on multiplayer. If you like to play more stealthy and that's more of your play style, then Cold-Blooded is a must, because it'll hide you from those snipers on the map, as well as people with LMGs that like to use thermal sights as well. But if you're not trying to be stealthy guys, you can go ahead and change this perk to whichever one you fancy using. So moving on to perk 2 now guys, I have Ghost selected, and if you're trying to play stealthy once again, then Ghost and Cold-Blooded work together. They work synergistically together. So the advantages of using Ghost as a perk guys, you'll be undetectable by UAVs, radar drones and heartbeat sensors, and as you can imagine, when you have Ghost and Cold-Blooded equipped, then you will be like a ninja on the map, and you won't have to worry about enemies hunting you down and trying to kill you, especially on Warzone when you have those enemies that like to use UAVs and just to go on a killing spree, so you wouldn't have to worry about that at all. Moving on to my last and final perk on this class setup, I have Battle Hardened selected, and what this does is it reduces strength of enemy flashes, stuns, EMPs and gas effects, and you're also immune to the snapshot grenades. I tend to use Battle Hardened more whenever I'm playing in multiplayer match lobbies, but I also noticed that a lot of enemies like to use gas effects as well as stuns in Warzone as well. So if you want to stick to Battle Hardened when playing on Warzone, or I normally switch it up to Tune Up as well, because that will reduce my revive time to my teammates by 25%. I normally swap back and forth from using Battle Hardened and Tune Up whenever I'm playing in Warzone lobbies in Modern Warfare. Okay guys, so with the tacticals, lethals and perks out of the way, let's move on to my secondary weapon section of this class loadout. Now, as some of you may know, the .357 akimbo pistols in this game have recently been nerfed, being the snake shot, another term for this gun, and this weapon was overly used by people, especially in Warzone and in multiplayer, in both game modes to be honest, because they were so insane. Most people would just use them as a primary weapon in itself, so you can imagine how powerful the snake shots were. I still see many people use the snake shots in Modern Warfare, in Warzone and multiplayer, but I tend to like to stick to the Renetti pistols, and I like to use the akimbo on the Renetti as well, especially since the nerf on the snake shots. I think the Renetti is slightly better now anyways, and the Renetti on itself without the akimbo is still powerful, but to make the Renetti overpowered, make sure to use the akimbo and to equip the burst mod on as an attachment as well, and this will actually turn the Renetti akimbo into the similar version of the B23R pistols from Black Ops 2. I am going to bring out a video soon to my YouTube channel on comparing the Renetti akimbo to the .357 akimbo as well after the patch 1.20 and seeing which secondary weapon overpowers the other, so make sure to subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with all my YouTube uploads. But as of now, guys, I use the Renetti akimbo with a burst mod on and a bunch of other attachments as well, but I'm not going to go into detail on that. I just use the Renetti akimbo as my secondary weapon. Okay, guys, so moving on to the main section of this class setup, being the Grau 5.56 attachments. So let's dive straight into it. Now, guys, the first attachment slot being the muzzle. I have nothing chosen for the muzzle, so let's move straight on to the barrel section of the attachments. So as the barrel, guys, I have chosen the Tempus 26.4 Archangel. This barrel, partially shrouded 26.4 barrel from FSS, provides the ultimate in range and accuracy. This heavyweight barrel is ideal for improving long range marksmanship. And the pros this barrel provides is increased damage range, better bullet velocity, and better recoil control. All these three play major factors on your gun being able to control it at long range and to get those shots off while controlling the recoil of the Grau 5.56. And this is just an amazing barrel to use on the Grau as well. And the only cons you get from using this attachment on the Grau is your aim down sight speed is slightly reduced, as well as your movement speed. But don't worry, as I have other attachments selected to help with these cons. Okay, guys, so moving on to the next attachment that I have equipped on the Grau, being the laser section, and I have equipped the TAC laser. The TAC laser is a high power 5mW tactical green laser, improves accuracy while aiming down sights, exposes position when active. That's the only con to this attachment. But the pros you get is increased aim down sight speed, increased aiming stability, as well as aim walking steadiness, which all helps with your mobility, accuracy, and your control of the Grau. And the only con being is the laser is visible to enemies, but that is barely any issues at all. Okay, guys, so moving on to the optic section of the attachments, which I have nothing selected for this, but this is all down to personal preference. I went with no optic, seeing as the Grau iron sights, in my opinion, are decent to deal with, to cope with, without any optic sight. And in my opinion, guys, if you were to use an optic sight, then you have less attachments to use with the Grau 5.56. So I decided just to not use an optic at all, so therefore I could choose another attachment, making the overall damage and range of the Grau much better. And by putting an optic on a weapon that has decent iron sights, it's just a waste in my opinion. And for the next attachment on this weapon, being the stock section, I have gone with the XRK Strike Light 3, and this is an aluminium core synthetic stock designed for agility while aiming down your sights, and this will improve your aim walking movement speed, which will increase the mobility of the Grau 5.56, making it easier for you to maneuver around the map a lot faster. And the only con you get while using this stock attachment is your aiming stability, but we have other attachments equipped on the Grau to help you with that anyways. Now for the perk section of this weapon, I have nothing selected for that, so let's move straight onto the rear grip part of the attachment. For the rear grip, guys, I have gone with the F-Tac R89 rubber, and this is a rubberized no-slip grip, keeps gun tight in hand, less steady, but helps control recoil. So the pro you get is better recoil control on the Grau, and the only con you get is aiming stability once again, but do not worry, as this doesn't affect much of your control of the Grau, because the overall control of the Grau is already strong enough anyways. Moving on once again, guys, for the ammunition section, I have absolutely nothing, so we can go ahead and skip straight to the underbarrel, being the last attachment section of the Grau 5.56. Now for the underbarrel, guys, I have gone with the trusted Commando foregrip, and this is a heavyweight angled grip, keeps the weapon steady while aiming and helps maintain control during heavy fire. I love using the Commando foregrip as I think it is one of the best underbarrels to use, and it works on mostly any gun in Modern Warfare. The pros you get from using the Commando foregrip, guys, is better recoil stabilization as well as better aiming stability, and the only con you get is movement speed. But like I said, we have other attachments on the Grau that will also help you with the mobility, so you don't really need to worry about the con of having the Commando foregrip equipped on the Grau 5.56. So that's it, guys, for the best class loadout for the Grau 5.56. But before you click off the video, if you want to see more Call of Duty content from me, then make sure to check out my playlist in the description down below. And also an easier way of doing this is by clicking the video card in the top right hand corner of my YouTube videos, and that'll take you straight to my Modern Warfare playlists. And if you guys want to be entered into the giveaway that I'm doing as soon as this YouTube channel hits 100 subscribers, that's all you got to do is subscribe and turn the bell notifications on to join the Ghost Army on this YouTube channel. Make sure to share my videos around with your friends and your family so we can get to 100 subscribers a lot faster with your guys' help. And don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and also leave a comment down below giving your opinion on my class loadout for the Grau 5.56. So that's it, guys. It's been the Unknown, and I'll see all you ghosts in my next video. Ta-ra.